Well, Labor Day marks the unofficial end of the summer. Kind of hard to believe, but a nice day for Cubs baseball here at Wrigley Field. It's the Hyundai leadoff man on WGN Sports. The Cubs host the Miami Marlins. Hi again, everyone. I hope your Labor Day weekend is going well. I'm Len Casper. It is the leadoff man on WGN. The Cubs coming off a series win over the Philadelphia Phillies over the weekend and start a 3-game series against the Marlins here today. Let's check out the highlights of the rubber match on Sunday. Another gorgeous day. We've been lucky with the weather here the last couple of months, and good to see Ryan Sweeney back after a 56-game absence due to a broken rib. RBI single in the bottom of the first off Kyle Kendrick, and it's 1-0 Cubs. They would add on in the third. Anthony Rizzo driving a ball off the wall in right, just missing a home run. Starlin Castro would cross the dish. 2-0 Cubs. Phillies would get on the board on a Darren Ruff home run, but then the Cubs would come right back in the bottom of the fourth. Wellington Castillo finds the gap in left center. 2 runs in, 4-1 Chicago. And Darwin Barney with a sacrifice fly to right. Ruff's throw to the plate dropped by the catcher Eric Kratz. Castillo in, 5-1 Cubs, and it was way more than Jake Arrieta needed. Very good on the day, 6 2/3 innings. Gave up just 3 hits, 1 run on that solo homer I mentioned, and he fanned 4 as he got his second win as a Cub. Now Blake Parker on. 7-1 Cubs at this point. Parker makes a catch and foul ground, and the Cubs with their first series win in their last 8 tries dating back to early July. 7-1 the final over the Phillies. So the Marlins are here. It's Henderson Alvarez against Travis Wood on the mound. Time for our Hyundai Dealers Spotlight. The leadoff man is brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come test drive the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe. Visit myHyundaiChicago.com. Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come test drive the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe. Visit myHyundaiChicago.com. Well, the Cubs adding 3 to their roster yesterday, with the September rosters expanding. Probably 4 to 5 more will be here maybe in the next few days. Iowa will finish its AAA season this afternoon. Let's hear from the manager, Dale Sveum, on who we might see come up.
There should be five more, I think. Well, when you get called up, you want to be told by the manager, not by the press. One thing you try and do in the minor leagues is not only obviously produce players, but you produce winning players, and having those guys go through things that are winning all the time, winning championships, being in playoffs, being down the last 2 weeks, even if they don't get in the playoffs, understanding how important every game is and every pitch and every out and all those things are very valuable when you get to the big leagues as well.
That's Dale Sveum. When we come back, a little baseball karma for you as we get you set for the Cubs hosting the Marlins. Your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers who invite you to come test drive the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe. Visit myhyundaichicago.com. Well, we're going to take you back 1 week ago. We were in San Diego, and a young Cub fan named Max was in desperate need of a souvenir foul ball. We thought he was going to get one at some point. Brother Zach gets a ball. Max not real happy that he didn't get one. A little later on, looked like Max was going to get it. And no, the ball girl gave it to somebody else. So Max really struggling, but we made sure we took care of him. Our stage manager, John Reynolds, walking down, handing him a ball. All is well in San Diego. So now we go to Arizona. Gerardo Parra flipping a ball into the stands. And a young fan grabbing it in the front row, but there's a young gentleman right behind him who was a little upset he didn't get that ball. But there was a good Samaritan nearby, and a Giants fan at that had a souvenir ball and said, "Hey, little guy, you can have it." Nicely done. Well, the Giants broadcasters, Dwayne Kuiper and Mike Krukow, saw that good deed and made sure that the Giants fan got a baseball as well. That's how it's supposed to be done. We have Cubs baseball coming up. The Cubs hosting the Miami Marlins Labor Day. Cubs action on WGN Sports. From the corner of Clark and Addison, a gorgeous day here on Labor Day 2013. And WGN Sports brings you Chicago Cubs baseball. The Cubs welcome in the Miami Marlins in the first of a 3-game set. And we welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. Happy Labor Day, everyone. Jim DeShays and Len Casper with you. We've talked so much about platoons at third and in right, getting good offensive production. But what about the catching tandem? Pretty good numbers collectively.
Indeed, the catching core for the Cubs rates favorably compared to the rest of the National League in terms of batting average, on base, slugging. These two guys, Castillo and Navarro, near the top of the league in many categories. Castillo gets better and better with his work behind the plate. Offensively, second half, he's been really good. Deoner Navarro in his career has had years where he's played more, but I don't know if he's had a year where he's played better. Career high in home runs now for Navarro. This tandem has been really, really good. Their OPS among the best in all of baseball when you combine the two.
And Navarro in the lineup today already with a career best 11 home runs. He will catch Travis Wood, the All-Star.
Yeah, Travis Wood last time out. Tough assignment up against Clayton Kershaw and that L.A. Dodger team. He was really good. His start against this club earlier this year back in April, solid as well. Allowed a couple of solo home runs. Other than that, not much.
Henderson Alvarez came over in that 72-player deal with the Toronto Blue Jays, and he'll make his Wrigley debut.
Yeah, activated July 4th. He had shoulder problems down much of the year, has struggled his last 5 0-2 with an ERA approaching 6.
Let's send it down to the field for our national anthem.
At this time, please rise. Kindly remove your caps and join Wayne Messmer, accompanied by Gary Pressey at the Lowry organ, as they honor our nation with God Bless America, followed by our national anthem.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Baseball, brought to you by Budweiser. A reminder from Budweiser, great times are waiting, designated driver. Honda, visit your local Honda dealer or go to shophonda.com for current offers. And by AT&T, find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition on WGN TV is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Couple of ceremonial first pitches and getting the crowd revved up. Two-time Stanley Cup champ with the Blackhawks, Patrick Sharp. And a Baseball Hall of Famer, former Cub Andre Dawson. The Hawk is here with the Marlins. He's been a special assistant for quite a while, donning his Cubs jersey to make that first pitch. Good to see him back at Wrigley. And let's check out the Marlins starting lineup. They don't score much. They did get 7, however, yesterday in a win in Atlanta. Adeiny Echeverria will lead it off. Christian Yelich, a rookie left fielder. Giancarlo Stanton always kills the Cubs. Justin Ruggiano will clean up in center. The veteran Placido Polanco having a down year. He's at third. Ed Lucas will play first. Donovan Solano is second. The catchers Jeff Mathis and Henderson Alvarez will do the pitching.
Cubs defense is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Ryan Sweeney gets a start in center field today. Junior Lake slides over to play left. Shearholtz in right. Luis Valbuena back in the lineup at third. Castro Barney up the middle. Rizzo's the first sacker. Deanna Navarro behind the plate for Travis Wood. And Travis now 8-10. ERA of 3.09. Showed you those numbers for his start against the Marlins this year. It was a really good one. In his career, 1 and 2 with a very high ERA. 2 previous starts against the Fish over the last couple of seasons did not go well, but that was then and this is now. And this is an all-star pitcher you're looking at.
It was also a movie, I think, starring Emilio Estevez.
That was then and this is now?
Yeah, like 30 years ago. Jeff Nelson, Minnesota native, will work the plate. Jim Wolf, Ed Hickox, and the crew chief Jim Joyce on the bases. So happy Labor Day, everyone. Stay dedicated to all the hard workers around this country. Kick your feet up and enjoy some Cubs baseball. Adeiny Echeverria came over in that big deal with the Blue Jays I mentioned earlier. There weren't 72 players involved. It just
shy of that. Just shy of that. 12, I believe.
All-star Travis Wood deals a strike as Echeverria showed bunt. One lefty in their lineup today. That's Yelich, who is on deck. Wood likes to work quickly, and his 0-1 is hit in the air to center. A little soft liner caught by Ryan Sweeney for the out.
And this Marlin club for the year averaging just a little over 3 runs per game since the All-Star break, actually a little below 3 runs per game. Not a lot of firepower in this lineup.
Now they're on pace to have their worst offensive season in team history, dating back to 1993, and by far the worst run scoring offense in the majors at 3.19 per game. Here's Yelich, who takes a strike, called up on July 23rd from Double-A. He's been their everyday left fielder since. He's missed just 1 start since he came up.
Yeah, they really like this kid. He has speed. They think he'll develop more power. Right now, a pretty patient hitter, a line drive, gap to gap type hitter.
The 1-1 is hit foul. Third base side out of play. Can't argue about the weather. 71 degrees. Northeast breeze, so it is blowing in. A little more humidity today, but very pleasant. Outside for a ball. This all-time series has been very tightly contested. The Cubs are 81-82 against the Marlins, including 42-42 here at Wrigley. They did beat them 3 of 4 in Miami earlier this season. Well, it seems like a long time ago. Late April.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Both these clubs have undergone a lot of changes, a lot of different faces. Both of these rebuilding clubs.
The wide and the payoff deliveries hit foul. We'll do it again. Cubs coming off a series win over the Phillies. Blew a 5-0 lead Friday and lost, but then came back with a 1-run win on Saturday and a blowout victory yesterday.
Certainly understandable that Mike Redmond would rest a lot of his left-handed bats today, and that is the case. He's got 4 left-handed bats on the bench plus a switch hitter. Yelich gets the assignment because of his approach. Stays in there pretty well.
Drives that ball to deep right. Sherholtz back on the track. He looks up and it's gone in his first career Wrigley Field at bat. Yelich battles with a 3-2 count and eventually hits it out with the wind blowing in. That was an impressive at bat.
Yeah, it sure was. He talked about his ability to hang in there and his willingness to shoot the ball the other way, and he proves he can also turn on a hanging breaking pitch. A little first inning ambush from Yelich, and the fish are on the board.
Now Giancarlo Stanton, by far their biggest offensive threat. He takes a strike. Had that huge game against the Cubs back on April 28th in Miami. 3 for 3 with 2 homers as the Marlins avoided the sweep. The next night he injured his right hamstring in extra innings against the Mets and ended up on the DL, missing the next 36 games. Not sure he was going to be in the lineup today as he tweaked his ankle in Atlanta yesterday, but well enough to go. 1-2. And he does not get cheated.
No, when he decides to turn it loose, he's not trying to poke it the other way. He's trying to hit it 600 feet.
On a hop, Valbuena with a nice play. The throw beats him.
You know, they measure average velocity for pitchers. I'm curious to know what the average velocity of the ball off the bat of Mike Stanton is and how it ranks in the league, because he seems to hit the ball hard more than just about any other hitter. He is so strong, and that's a quick bat. And a pretty quick glove, too. Nice play by Valbuena. Getting some early action after coming back from the DL.
Justin Ruggiano sends one to deep left off the wall. Ruggiano, I think, thought he was going to hit a home run. He ends up sliding in safely. He had his head down. I think he thought that ball was out.
Yeah, he should have checked the flags. Not today. Yeah, he was in breakdown mode. Managed to get into scoring position. Would have been a double anyway, but yeah, he's feeling pretty good about things right about now. Thinking, okay, there's number 17, and wait a minute, that's off the wall.
Well, I thought it was out too, but knocked down by that wind. Maybe a little top spin on it. By the way, the home run allowed by Wood, just the 5th first inning run Travis has allowed all year. In innings 1 through 5, he's got a 1.76 ERA. But it jumps up in the 6th inning, and after that to 768.
Yeah, he's had so few bad starts this year, but if you think back to the ones where he has struggled, it's typically good early, and then maybe one big mistake, a 3-run jack in the middle inning, something like that. Well, as a manager, you love having a starting pitcher who shut down innings early, allows your hitters a chance to settle in.
Placido Polanco with a slow grounder to Barney, who throws him out. And that'll end the inning. Yelich with his 3rd career homer, and the Marlins have the early lead. Toyota, let's go places. Castro, Valbuena, Rizzo at the top. Navarro, Sherholtz, and Sweeney in the middle. Lake getting the start in left. Barney at second, and Wood, the pitcher, at the bottom.
He's playing where for the Fish today? Well, Yelich, who hit the home runs in left. Ruggiano, center. Stanton, big arm in right. He's had some problems. He's made 8 errors. That's a lot for an outfielder. Polanco, very good down there at third base, as is Echeverria, the shortstop. Solano and Lucas on the right side. Jeff Mathis, the veteran, behind the plate for Henderson. Alvarez, he's 23 years of age. He's made 11 starts. He's 2-3 with a 390. Dependent on a 93, 94 mile-an-hour fastball. Throws it about 70% of the time. He'll throw a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer, slider and a change. The 2 part of the multiplayer deal with the Jays.
Occasionally we'll flip a curveball up there at around 61 miles an hour. Might get one of those in a game.
Ooh, this is funky. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I want to see how slow he can go.
Strike called on Starlin Castro. Alvarez facing the Cubs for the first time. Starlin in a very good stretch. Last 7 games hitting .333. He had 5 hits in the 3-game set against the Phillies.
Six feet even, 210 for Alvarez. He's from Venezuela.
That'll get past a diving Echeverria and in the left for a leadoff single. We're seeing a little swagger from Castro, I think, offensively and defensively the last week or so, and that's a good thing. His confidence took a big shot.
Sure.
The struggles on both ends, but he's
focused. Everybody focusing on his lack of production, and now that he's got it going a little bit, you can understand that he would be feeling a little better about himself.
Luis Valbuena missed 26 games with a right oblique strain. Returned yesterday. Came off the bench. Took a bases loaded walk as a pinch hitter. And in the lineup today, 1 ball, no strikes.
Alvarez essentially missing, well, came back July 4th, so most of the first half with the inflammation in his shoulder.
Last outing was rain shortened. It was at Washington. He only went an inning and 2/3.
As my old teammate Ty Gainey would say, he's got a little inflammation in his shoulder. Knock that information out of there.
Well, gets away, but Dave McKay pointing right at the bag, telling Castro to stay there.
Well, sometimes the pitcher goes over to first base with the intent of just letting him know, I'm aware of you, I want to keep you close. Other times he's thinking pickoff, and I'm guessing Alvarez was thinking the latter there. As quickly as he went to first base, he almost fell down making the throw.
Pulled into right for a base hit. Castro around second, on his way to third. They're at the corners with no outs.
Starting to understand, it's still awfully early, but why Alvarez may be so reliant on his fastball. Castro got a slider. Valbuena got a breaking pitch. They were both up and hit hard. Here's Castro going first to third on that base hit to right field.
The South Florida native Anthony Rizzo grew up watching the Marlins. His favorite player was Gary Sheffield. Low and outside on a fastball, 1-0. Cubs trailing 1-0, but threatening here in the first.
Alvarez has worked 64 2/3 innings and allowed just one home run so far.
Wide again, 2-0. .3% of his hits have gone for extra bases, third most in the majors. Nate Scherholtz right behind him. 48% of his hits have been doubles, triples, or homers. This will be a single to knock in Castro. Valbuena trying for three. Here comes Stanton's throw. It's late. 3 straight singles to start the bottom of the first, and it's 1-1.
The Cubs did a real nice job in that series with the Phillies, with runners in scoring position and putting an inning together here. Good quality at bats by Castro, Valbuena, and now Rizzo. Stanton playing so deep, had a long way to go to come and get that one. That was the difference maker in allowing Valbuena to go first to third. Stanton, a guy with that big arm out there, you're hesitant to challenge, but with a power hitter like Rizzo in the box, he was playing deep. Valbuena able to exploit that.
Pitch to Dioner Navarro is a strike on the outside corner. Led the team with a .313 August batting average.
Marlins probably have the all-time major league record for rebuilds in a franchise history as a percentage of the years that they've been in business. I mean, they're always building it up and tearing it down, and they're going through it again. And you know, they like a lot of the young pitching that they have, not only the kids that are here, but some of the guys that are down in the minor leagues. And, it's probably the fastest way to turn things around is with quality starting pitching. And they do have some good arms, and their pitching's been pretty good. Third best ERA in the National League since the All-Star break.
Mike Redman on the left. In the background is their manager, Chuck Hernandez, a pitching coach. Pulled, and it hits the bag. Valbuena scores. Rizzo on his way to third. 4 consecutive singles. 2-1 Cubs.
This is kind of fun. So a week ago yesterday on Stats Sunday we did speed, and one of the things we talked about was first to third and how the Cubs were near the bottom. I don't remember the number, but here they are today making up for it.
3 in a row now, first to third on a base hit. Still nobody out. Marlins will still play for a double play up the middle as they just are trying to avoid a huge inning here. Cubs already with 2 and trying to get some more with Nate Scherholtz at the plate. That's low for a ball.
See it in the body language of Alvarez. He'd like to start all over again.
Just thinking the same thing. One and one the count on Scherholtz. With Ryan Sweeney back off the DL, Dale has said that for the most part against right-handed starters he's going to use 3 guys, Sweeney, Bogusevic, and Lake, and kind of rotate them for 2 spots left and center, with Scherholtz playing every day in right. There's a slicing drive down the left field line out of play. Everybody all right over there? Only one kid got it. Looks like we're in good shape.
Yeah, nobody's got their dauber down. It's early in the day, plenty of opportunities.
Up in the air, right center. Wynn pushing it back toward the infield. Here comes Rizzo toward the plate. The throw is up the line and bounces all the way out of play. And Navarro will be given third. Sac fly for Scherholtz. And Ruggiano will be given an error on that errant throw.
Ideally, you'd like for Stanton to catch that ball because of his arm, and I think he may have been a little bit better positioned, although it's tough with that ball blowing back in towards the infield. And as I glance up now, the flags, the wind has actually picked up significantly here in just the last few minutes. Tough when you got that much movement coming into the throw to be accurate, and the Cubs take advantage.
So the last 3 hitters picking up RBIs. The infield in now. Runner at third, 1 out. And Ryan Sweeney, who had the game winner in the first yesterday, in his return from the DL, takes ball 1.
It's going hard in now. What a great day to pitch. Hasn't proven to be so far for Alvarez.
I was going to say, I don't think he would agree with you.
He's wasting a great day to pitch.
Sweeney, the only Cub who had previous at bats against Alvarez, coming in 5 for 12. In fact, ground ball to first as Navarro has to hold Lucas to the bag unassisted. We'll bring up Junior Lake with 2 outs.
Alvarez made his debut with Toronto back in 2011. He made 10 starts that year. He was 1-3 with a 3.53 ERA last season. 9-14, 485 in a complete major league season, making 31 starts. Again, just 23 years of age. So,
yeah, he led the Blue Jays in innings last year.
Good arm, young guy. Appears to have a bright future. He's more concerned with the right now.
Oh, 2 to Lake. That pitch with a little more anger, 96 miles an hour. He's got a right-hander, Anthony Escalfani. Escobar, the shortstop. Eventually moved on. Lake strikes out. Echeverria, Mathis, Marisnik, Nicolino. Pretty big haul from the Jays. Cubs get 3 in the first. Lead 3-1.
Log on to WGNTV.com right now. Click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching from home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape. Pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Well, we mentioned in the top of the first, the Marlins basically averaging about 3 runs per game, and they're trailing 3-1. For the Cubs, you don't want to just rest on this lead, but nice to see them get ahead early against a club that has really struggled to score runs. First baseman Ed Lucas will lead off the second. An alum of Dartmouth, first major leaguer from Dartmouth since Brad Ausmus. Takes a strike.
Brad Ausmus attended Dartmouth, didn't actually play baseball there. He already signed with the Yankees. Good breaking ball there from Wood. Yeah, Lucas is a good story. 31-year-old rookie here in the big leagues. So despite that Ivy League degree, he was willing to slog it out all those years in the minor leagues to get this chance.
That'll be a fair ball. Sherholtz over to get it. And Lucas will have a leadoff double on an 0-2 pitch. 3 hits for the Marlins, all for extra bases.
The start Travis made against the Marlins in Florida way back in April. He allowed 2 runs on solo home runs. Stanton had one. Miguel Olivo, the veteran catcher, had the other. Something we haven't seen much of from Wood, going real soft back-to-back pitches here on Lucas. I'm guessing that's more about their scouting report on Lucas than Travis really changing his game a whole lot.
Donovan Solano fouls one off. He's from Colombia. And his hero was Edgar Renteria. Barranquilla, Colombia. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
He's been the guy in these situations for the Fish this year, hitting .370 with runners in scoring position.
Wood today trying to become the first Cub left-hander since 1970 to have 22 quality starts in a single season. Ken Holtzman had 25 that year. Since 1921, the most quality starts for a Cub lefty in a season. Dick Ellsworth had 29 in 1963. Larry French also had 23 back in 1935.
Frenchie. Pretty safe going with Frenchie, aren't you?
Yes.
The Larry French, pretty much. Stylish with the gloves. Careful. Get him to chase up, and you might want to go a little higher than that. Solano's not a dangerous hitter. I took those numbers with runners in scoring position aren't really going to see. Navarro wanted that one way up. Didn't quite get it there. Maybe one more step up the ladder, one more rung.
Wood beat Clayton Kershaw, as JD mentioned earlier, in his last start. That was on Tuesday, 3-2 at Dodger Stadium. Swing and a miss, strike three.
Solano will not be able to complain about having a pitch to hit. That one right there, but he was late. He did a big leg kick and the hitch and just wasn't ready to get to that fastball.
Now the catcher, Jeff Mathis. You referenced Miguel Olivo. Rob Brantley was the Marlins opening day catcher, sent to the minors in early August. Olivo cut mid-season. Now it's Mathis and former Cub Coy Hill making up their catching tandem. The bouncer that's going to get into left will not score a run, as Lucas had to hold. But once that ball got past Valbuena, he was able to advance to third. They're at the corners. For the pitcher, Alvarez.
Yeah. Again, this is the situation you see time and again. Clubs will put that safety squeeze play on. First and third, one out. Alvarez swinging it well. He's hitting .294. Mike Redmond's got some options here. Great sacrifice, safety squeeze, or just let him swing.
Driven high in the air to left, way back, and that ball is gone. It's a 3-run homer for the pitcher. The first of Alvarez's career.
Wow.
That ball was crushed by Alvarez.
Wow. Talked about him with that .294 batting average. You knew he could swing it a little bit. I didn't know he was capable of this. But what a turnaround. After he gives up 3 in the first,
Kind of like that safety squeeze instead.
Yeah. Well, you know, you saw the conversation prior to the pitch, and it may be, hey, we're going to give you one swing. See what you can do, and then if not, then we'll put the sacrifice on.
Just like that, the Marlins lead again, 4-3.
Like I said, great day to pitch. And if I'm Henderson Alvarez, I go find Ruggiano and say, that's how a real man hits it.
Ruggiano thought he had one in the first, and it went off the wall. So Wood's last start against the red-hot Dodgers in their home ballpark, 7 innings, 1 unearned run. And now today back home facing the lowest scoring team by a wide margin in the big leagues, and he's given up 4 here and has only gotten 4 outs, 3-1. It's a weird game.
Yeah, well, the one thing we know about him, he will battle. You know, he's back on his heels a little bit right now, but he'll come out swinging.
3-1 to Echeverria, swing and a miss, 3-2. Yelich, who homered in the first, is on deck.
But you know, it's really a pretty smart play by the Marlins to turn him loose there on that first pitch, because in what you perceive to be a bunt situation as a pitcher, you want to make sure you just throw a strike.
Yep.
So,
and he did.
Yeah, you're thinking, well, he's up there to bunt. I'm not going to get too cute here. I'll throw it in there, make sure I get an out. Ambush. It's like that little play action on third and a foot. You fake it and go deep.
Now he walks Echeverria. Travis might be a little shell shocked right now.
And probably more mad at himself than anything. You've got to kind of get over it, realize you're in a 1-run ball game.
So the other part of this, it's interesting, and Travis doesn't have an at bat yet. He will hit second in the bottom half of this inning. He's the guy with 3 home runs. If we had told you going in somebody in that 9 spot's going to hit a 3-run homer early, you would have picked Wood.
Bit of a mistake breaking ball there to Yelich, but still a very impressive swing of the bat. How young this kid looks. Is he 22? Turned down a scholarship offer to the University of Miami. He's from California. UCLA wanted him. He actually signed a letter of intent to go to Miami, but signed with the Fish.
He's 21.
21.
A kick and the pitch. And a pop up off of third. Foul ground. That wind takes it about 7 rows up.
That's the other impressive thing about Alvarez's home run. He didn't get any help.
Sweeney coming on. He's got it. 2 down.
Settle in, folks. Could be a long day at the ballpark.
Stanton with 2 outs. He grounded to third on a screamer, a one hopper handled by Valbuena.
Those infielders take an extra step back when this guy steps into the batter's box.
Infield pop. Castro the grab, and the inning is over. Henderson Alvarez with his first career homer, and the Marlins lead again 4-3. A 3-run homer by their pitcher Henderson Alvarez, facing Darwin Barney, who's hitting 8th today. Takes ball one inside. Caught the outside corner. We'll see how Alvarez here responds to not only hitting the homer but giving up 3. Struggling to settle in the first inning. Pulled foul.
Well, if he can harness that two-seam fastball, the sinker that he threw to strike out Junior Lake was flat out nasty. If he can repeat that high percentage of the time, he's going to be just fine.
Called strike 3. Barney knew it. Second punch out for Alvarez. Nice job, Lester Strode, the Cubs bullpen coach, finding that young fan to take the souvenir ball. Wood pops. That ball's going to kick foul. Like Lucas was trying to get there before it kicked foul. He could not.
Woody looking for some revenge. Took a pretty aggressive hack there, but the late movement got in on his hands.
Echeverria throws out Wood. 5 straight now retired by Alvarez after the 4 consecutive singles to start his performance. Cub fans, make sure you check out Len and JD's baseball blog at WGNTV.com. Sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent. Serving the area for 34 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. I have Some pregame notes, comments from Dale Sveum on the Cubs and their roster as we head into this series against the Miami Marlins. Only one night game on the entire homestand. That'll be tomorrow night. Brewers come in after an off day Thursday. 3-game series starting on Friday. Well, Alvarez with the proverbial shutdown inning after giving his team the lead. It's 4-3 Miami after 2.
Here we go.
Glad you're with us today for Cubs baseball. The bunting is back because it's a holiday.
I wonder what the roots of that is, why that's called bunting. I bet you we have time today to get to the bottom of that.
Inside on Justin Ruggiano. One ball, one strike. Lots of matinees on this holiday, including the Tigers and the Red Sox. They're scoreless in the 6th at Fenway. Pfister and Lackey pitching matchup in that one.
Miguel Cabrera, I believe, held out of the lineup again today. He's dealing with an abdominal strain. Yeah, he's not in there. Get the big guy right for the final push. They have a 7.5 game lead over Cleveland. Pretty good spot.
Woods 2-2. Chop foul over the home dugout. 41 years ago today, that man threw a no-hitter here at Wrigley Field. Milt Pappas against the San Diego Padres. Nearly had a perfect game. Into center, it's Sweeney for the first out. Speaking of Cubs who've thrown no hitters, the last Marlin pitcher prior to Alvarez today to hit a home run was Carlos Zambrano last year against the Phillies on June 3rd. Polanco looks at ball one inside. Kind of a down year for the veteran in his first season with the Marlins. OPS under 600. Did have 3 hits yesterday in Atlanta. Good contact guy. Recently spent some time on the concussion disabled list. 2-0.
High average hitter throughout his major league career. Lifetime average rate around 300. Not a lot of power. Rarely strikes out.
Up the middle, Castro will field. He's got time. 2 down.
Gliding over behind second base to get Polanco. And 3 or 4 outstanding plays in the Philly series.
Rizzo will field, and the inning is over. Cubs chairman Tom Ricketts, as always, roaming the ballpark, hanging in the bleachers right now. 4-3 Marlins.
The second half action in HD quality. Watch every out of market game live on more than 350 mobile and connected devices. Visit MLB.tv today. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
Alvarez with the 0-1. It's low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Luis Valbuena.
It's his changeup at 88 miles an hour. Turner and Fernandez and Evaldi, and this kid, they will head into the 2014 season with some power arms in the rotation. Seamer trying to get back to that inside corner. Couldn't quite get there.
Full count, 3-2. Rizzo on deck. Ground ball up the middle. Echeverria. What a play on both ends. Echeverria and Lucas.
Well, Echeverria, he's had some difficulties out there. He's made 14 errors, but the reputation is very slick, quick feet, and watch how quickly he gets up and unloads. That play developed. I thought, yeah, he'll probably get to it, but I don't think he's going to be able to make a play. But man, was he quick. Nice little pick by Lucas on the other end.
Rizzo with a base hit, driving in the first Cub run in the opening inning. Like a ballpark hot dog. Swing and a miss, strike three. Alvarez makes quick work of Rizzo here. And the trend is not good for the Cub offense right now. Alvarez all of a sudden has really settled in.
It's like a boxer. He was on the ropes in the first, was about to get TKO'd. Round ended, and he's come back and taken control of this ball game with his bat and his arm.
Navarro keeps the frame alive with his second hit of the day.
In keeping with our theme from the open, which was catcher production, where the Cubs rank quite highly in the National League.
Navarro up over 300 right now. 306, started the day at 298. If you like day baseball, a lot of it still to come on this homestand. Would I be out of line saying this particular orange the Marlins are wearing is probably the brightest color in the history of baseball? I mean, the Astros had the rainbow jerseys, but this orange is really stands out.
Yeah, this is kind of neon.
Sherholtz up in the air to center. They might even glow in the dark.
We might find out.
Might not need the lights later. 4-3 Miami. the scoreboard. Hey, treat your guests to an awesome view of Wrigley Field from the Budweiser Bleacher Suite, which features a sports bar atmosphere with new TVs, high top tables, and windows that open to give you the atmosphere of the bleachers in your own private room. The suite can hold up to 100 guests and includes food, drinks, and parking. For more info, visit Cubs.com/suites or call 773-404-4200. Not a bad spot. He's got his seatbelt on. That's a good idea.
It's a great spot.
Joe summited around 12:18 p.m. today. Began his climb at about 3:30 this morning. We want to start before daybreak. Donovan Solano flies to Sweeney. Got an update for you.
Yes.
Remember the petition to kill the win?
Yes.
Two things. Number one, Scott Lindholm, our buddy who was a guest blogger for Stats Sunday earlier this year, was the guy who started the petition. That's number one. Number two, it has been officially removed. The petition you are trying to access has been removed from the site under our moderation policy because it is in violation of our terms of participation. So I'm assuming the White House does not want to get involved in baseball's business, which you can understand. Not going to happen. The win is intact. If you're a fan of the win, the pitcher win in baseball, rest assured.
Yeah. Or maybe they should have started that petition with the commissioner's office or somebody who had something to do with baseball as opposed to the White House.
There's a fan of the win because that's his name.
Do not kill the win.
W-Y-N, however. No, that win we love. 3-1 on the catcher, Mathis. Missed the first month and a half with a broken right collarbone, suffered in the first game of spring training as he takes the one-out walk.
You don't want to put base runners on in front of Henderson Alvarez.
That home run he hit was the first by an opposing pitcher against the Cubs in 3 years. Micah Owings, the last to do it in 2010.
Navarro's giving him some grief. I can't believe you did the easy prize. You better be bunting this time, pal.
Puts down a pretty good one.
I'm thinking I would have let him swing. With one out. Up there to sacrifice, but he had something else in mind. He was looking to push that one a little further along and maybe beat it out for a base hit.
Mathis at second. Here's Echeverria, who's lined out to center and walked. .69 miles an hour on that curveball for a strike. Big series starting in Cincinnati. Reds leading the first place Cardinals 6-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Pirates and Cards went into today's action with the same record. And the Reds just 3.5 out. Pirates are in Milwaukee 1-1 as they go to the 5th.
Chu and Votto have homered for the Reds in that ball game. Boy, Adam Wainwright gave it up again. He got hammered last time out. Today, 10 hits, 6 runs in 6 innings of work. Latos 8 innings for Cincinnati. He's allowed just 4 hits and 2 runs.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 to end the inning. Marlins leave a runner at second. They lead the Cubs 4-3. Beautiful day here at the ballpark. Ryan Sweeney leading off the Cubs' 4th inning.
You could justify a little windbreaker.
Really?
A little sweatshirt in the shade today.
Oh no!
See some in the press box. Some of the writers are throwing on an extra layer. Certainly don't need it, but you could justify it.
Yeah, I guess. Room temperature, baby. Time for Xfinity Home from Comcast. Ryan Sweeney. Excellent numbers here at Wrigley. Get peace of mind with Xfinity Home. The total home security and home control solution. Keeps you more connected to what matters most. Ball hammered and it's fair. Through the bullpen, Sweeney makes the turn on his way to second. That's a leadoff double.
Single and a walk yesterday, had an RBI in the ball game against the Phils. Alvarez got hurt with his breaking pitch early. He's leaned heavily on the sinking fastball since. And Sweeney ready for it. Yanks you right down the first base line for a leadoff double.
Tying run there with nobody out.
Yeah, Polanco pinching in a little bit at third base, thinking maybe bunt. And Lake likes to bunt for a base hit and go either way if he decides to try to drop it down the third base line or push it out towards Solano at second.
But he's going to wait till he gets a strike, right?
Yeah, he tends to. He likes to bunt for a base hit after with a strike.
go. There's your strike. Hit a homer for my grandma's birthday. Okay.
With an arrow pointing over there. That's grandma there. Way to celebrate the birthday.
It hit him. Two on, nobody out.
They wanted to go in. A lot of arm side run on the two-seam fastball from Alvarez. Just continue to chase Junior and ultimately catch him. Maybe just brush the jersey.
We'll bring up Darwin Barney. Strike call, not a bunting spot really here either with Wood on deck. Seen a couple of homers today, both by the Marlins. Yelich in the first, Alvarez in the second. Cubs were able to string together 4 consecutive hits. They scored 3 runs in the first. Kicked the 0-2, fouled at the plate.
Young Len Casper right there. Got his Tiger t-shirt on. Getting after some cotton candy at the ballpark.
That was more of a redhead than a blonde, but yeah, not bad. There's a double play ball. 6-4-3, 2 outs. Sweeney now at third.
Alvarez is not an extreme ground ball pitcher, but certainly with that sinker, you know, he's capable of getting a lot of ground balls, and this one is just perfect from the Marlins' point of view. You know, Lake having a big secondary lead because he wasn't being held on was going to, you know, have a chance to upend a second baseman on just about any other ground ball, but that was pretty routine.
It's up to Wood with a runner at third. 2 outs. We got a nice note from Richard Ferrero from Novato, Novato, California.
That's where Bud Norris is from.
Oh, good call. I'll tell you what the letter says later. Battling the sun. Ruggiano makes the catch. Cubs have a good opportunity to go by the board, trailing 4-3. Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, IBJI, helping you move better so you can live better. Visit IBJI.com. Pretty long list. Got a little shorter yesterday when Sweeney and Valbuena came back. Scott Baker, still not sure what his future here short term is after his start today to wrap up Kane County's season. Possibly back as a long man in the Cubs rotation, or in the Cubs bullpen rather. So we'll see. Dolis has been rehabbing as well. So still 4-3 Miami. They will bat here in the 5th. So the note from California, Richard Ferrero, he's actually a Cardinal fan, but he's slowly warming up to the Cubs and enjoyed our broadcast on August 11th in St. Louis. He is a huge fan of jazz. So our Miles Davis tribute day was very popular in his household. Back by Yelich. You can email us, LennonJD@Tribune.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter as well.
Yeah, look at those theme music days we do. See, today we could do all working songs for Labor Day.
We've got a good fan cam song for that. So Richard saw Dave Brubeck, Jerry Mulligan, Thelonious Monk, Coltrane, saw all those jazz performers live back in the 50s and 60s in San Francisco. Base hit for Yelich.
Yelich is like smooth jazz. That's all I got. He's got a real good approach at the plate, good off-field hitter. Junior Lake was swung the other way on him. That's what allowed him to cut that ball off and hold him to a single. But you got to like a guy who could shoot that fastball the other way and pull the breaking ball out of the ballpark. He's done both today.
Oh, 0-1 on big Giancarlo Stanton. Can't say he's had a bad year. His OPS 837, but well below what we're used to seeing from him. His on base percentage is up. His slugging is down a bit. Batting average down 2. For a power hitter, that's probably the last thing you look at.
Yeah, you know, and I think there's a lot of turmoil the way they dismantled this ball club, and then all the talk about whether he would be traded or not. Maybe a little unsettling for him.
.6'5", 233. That should be 2, and it is 6-4-3.
Yeah, he hits the ball so hard, if you catch it, you're going to get your double play. This ball out to Castro in a hurry, and that makes it easy. No pressure at second base, plenty of time to make the turn. Catch Stanton by 2 or 3 strides at least.
Yelich was so far from second, he just peeled out of the way instead of taking one right in the forehead. Cleanup hitter Ruggiano tried to bunt his way on and hit it foul.
Interesting play with 2 outs and nobody on base for a guy with extra base power. You normally would want to have him swinging away, especially with Travis Wood on the mound. He's, you know, you could justify it. Okay, if you're going to bunt for a hit, you better steal second base. That's tough to do with Wood on the mound.
Mike Redmond in his first year as a Marlins manager. We talked about his prowess as a backup catcher, and he got a lot of starts against the guys like Glavine, Leiter, Sabathia, and he had great success against all of them. Just used to shoot that ball to the right side of the diamond.
Yeah, didn't hit for a lot of power, but lifetime, what, 280-ish? Something like that?
Even better than that.
He would have been in there today against Travis Wood.
No doubt. Well, I can say unequivocally one of my favorite all-time guys when he was a player. Loved being around him. 287 for his career. Right there. That was Mike Redmond's happy zone. Right field. That ball knocked down by Sherholtz.
Wrigleyville Rooftops has premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to WrigleyvilleRooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF.
You know, one point in the 1990s, Mike Redmond's future father-in-law said to him, maybe you should start thinking about getting a real job. He was stuck in the minors for about 5 years, wasn't making much money. John Bowles, who was then the Marlins player development coordinator, offered him a job as a player coach or a spot in Double-A. He decided to stay on as a player, eventually made it to the big leagues in '98 and stayed there until 2010, 13 years later. He retired as a big leaguer. Made almost $9 million as a player over his career. I think he made the right choice.
Yeah.
I mean, this day and age, okay, so he debuted in '98. His final year was 2010. He made $1 million in a year once. How many guys last that long and never make $1 million now?
Yeah, very few, right? I mean, because you see the veteran guys who are now making $600,000-700,000, but it's they've kind of climbed and then gone back down the salary scale.
On the ground to third. Now Buena will take the short throw. They force Brugiano, and the inning is over. Still 4-3 Marlins in the fifth. Yesterday, Todd Helton goes to the opposite field at Coors Field. It's a double, and it's the 2,500th hit of his career. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible, the 96th player to reach 2,500 hits.
584 doubles, fitting that milestone hit was a 2-bagger.
8th player to play for one team and get 2,500 hits over the past half century.
Ooh, that sounds like a trivia question. Greg Biggio, Derek Jeter,
Cal Ripken.
Ripken.
It's a strike. It's 3-1 on Castro.
Robin Yao.
Yep.
Edgar Martinez. Nope.
How many have you named?
I got Biggio, Jeter, Yao,
Ripken.
Ripken.
Yeah.
That's 4.
Ripken at 31-84.
Last 50 years. How many does Ichiro have in the States? Not that many.
He's played for 2 teams. Are we saying?
That's right. Yeah. So we played only one team.
Brett.
How about Alan Trammell?
George Brett.
George Brett for sure.
Trammell a little short. Tony Gwynn.
Oh yeah.
Ball 4, leadoff walk to Castro.
There was 8 of them.
Most of them, I think.
Chipper Jones.
Yes.
How many's that?
How about Carl Yastrzemski? Although last 50 years, I think he started a couple years before that. Most of it in the last 50. Roberto Clemente. It's just hard to find guys who've spent their whole career with one team, forgetting about the hits. 1-0 on Valbuena. Tying run is on with nobody out. Cubs had 2 on with no outs in the 4th and could not score.
Yeah, if they don't come back and win this game, that 4th inning will really haunt them. But there's a lot of time yet. Buena's got some room to work with on the right side of the infield with Castro on first. It was his intention to pull one through that hole.
One and 2 on Valbuena. Pretty good lead by Castro. Popped up. Lucas over near his dugout. And he reaches over and makes a catch. Nicely done. Thought that wind might push it at least on top of the dugout, but it never quite got there.
Yeah, not an easy play the way the wind is blowing today. See Valbuena trying to nudge it out of play. Lucas one more peek to find the barrier and then reaching across to make a fine play. Lucas, a utility type guy, plays all over the field.
Double play ball. And that's that. 2 big double plays. for Henderson Alvarez, still nursing a 4-3 lead.
The action as the Cubs take on the Brewers this Saturday. Game time is 3:05. Come early, bring the kids. First 4,000 children 13 and younger will receive limited edition American Girl doll size Cubs apparel. Please note the dolls and shoes are not included. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
I don't want to make assumptions, but if that's big sister, it's good to see them getting along.
Yeah, isn't it? Yep.
Ed Lucas leading off the 6th for the visitors. Two starters have gotten in a groove after a bunch of runs early. Bounce to a backhanding Starlin Castro. One away. It's over in Cincinnati, and it's a final. That would make sense, right? Reds 7, Cardinals 2. Big win for Cincinnati. Latos over Wainwright. Reds within 2.5 of St. Louis. Pirates leading 2-1 at Milwaukee in the 6th.
I mentioned Wainwright and his struggles last time out. That too was against the Reds. So back-to-back starts against Cincinnati. He went 2 innings allowed, 9 runs last time, 6 innings, 6 runs today.
Solano. Short outfield pop-up caught by Darwin Barney at second.
No surprise to see Travis Wood take that punch in the gut from Henderson Alvarez and then regroup. 3-run jack to the opposing pitcher. Clearly got his attention. He walked the next man, but he's been really good since then.
Mathis, the catcher. Low for a ball.
Yeah, Travis Wood has thrown more off-speed pitches in the game today. The slower curve, changeup. Still relying on his cut fastball. Looks like he's trying to mix it up a little bit.
It's going to be a quick 1-2-3 for him. Rizzo the catch. That's the inning. Cubs bat in the bottom of the 6th, trailing by a run. Four consecutive hits in the first inning, but then he redeemed himself with a 3-run homer in the second, and he has a 4-3 lead. Deanna Navarro, who's leading off the Cubs 6th, has gone 2 for 2. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Cubs got those 3 in the first, but nothing since. Ball 1. Navarro in his 700th big league game today.
Been around a good while, but he's still just 29 years of age. Came up just a youngster. Cubs catchers batting .278 as a tandem, second best in the league. Their on base percentage is the best in the National League. Combined, they're making a little over $2 million. That's pretty good production.
No question. Popped up by Navarro. Mathis made the catch. Wow. Good adjustment at the last possible second to reach over that little plexiglass door and checking to make sure everything's intact. Had to reach basically around the net.
Now he's got that weighted donut there. He has to step over. Nice play. Tough break for Navarro.
Thought the chairman might take it away from him. Tom Ricketts sitting over there.
Here's that lollipop curveball we've been waiting for.
57 miles an hour.
And Tom was over there telling him, I got it.
Sherholtz went.
The 37 flips up a 57. Not a bad little wrinkle to break out. Third time through the order.
It was from Venezuela. Valencia, Venezuela, signed in 08 with the Jays. JD mentioned he's only 23. A couple of hops to the third baseman Polanco. 2 away. Polanco has won 3 Gold Gloves, 2 at second, 1 at third.
And he certainly has more value as a middle infielder. You know, in third base place, you're normally looking for some power production. Even his best years, you didn't get much of that from Polanco. More singles and doubles type hitter. Always a good glove man, though.
That's a base hit for Sweeney. 2 for 3 on the day.
Making up for lost time. Good approach on that running fastball, moving down and away to shoot it to left field.
The Golden Jet, Bobby Hall, will conduct the stretch. We'll chat with him. Top of the 7th. Bounce to third, and this will get Alvarez out of the inning. Lake gets into a fielder's choice. Still 4-3 after 6. The Marlins lead.
The common foot soldier, spare a thought for his back-breaking work. Say a prayer for his wife and his children.
The Rolling Stones, Salt of the Earth, here on Labor Day. Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Bobby Hall is with us, a Hall of Famer. Bobby, always a pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine, guys. Every time I come here, this park gets looking more beautiful every time that I'm here. I was with Jerome Murphy, and he's a great Cubs fan. And every time I come here, they just have it so pristine. It's a wonderful park, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it is a throwback, and you're right. Looks great.
I used to come here and watch the Bears play. You're a little young for that. But I was here when they won that, I think it was 69, when they won the championship against the Giants, yeah. I sat up there and froze, but they passed a little flask along.
So the catch, 1 out.
Never seemed that I came here to watch the Bears and freeze my tuchus, that I'd go down to the old stadium and get 2 or 3 that night. I was so cold I had to go like AT and 2 hockey sticks to get warm.
Here's Christian Yelich with 1 out. Alvarez 2 hits, including that go-ahead home run. He's at first. News today, Corey Crawford has signed a 6-year extension with the Blackhawks. That's great news.
Isn't that amazing? And he deserves it. In watching the playoffs, they could have just as easily given that MVP to him as well as Patrick Kane.
You're right.
They both played marvelous hockey. The entire team did, of course. I never saw a team go from the drop of the puck till that final 12 seconds when they scored 2 to win the cup. I've never seen a team like that was so guided along the way. Like they had a guardian angel right from the drop of that puck, and they go 24 without losing.
Another base hit, Yelich with his 3rd. It was a magical run. There was a lot of pressure on them in the playoffs after the regular season they had, and they still came through.
There was pressure on them, and guess who came through? Those 3 kids.
Unbelievable. Kane had
Shaw, Bickle, and help me.
You're not talking Kane. You're talking one of the other kids.
I'm talking Bickle, and that line, 2 A's in his name, and I get a mental block. Saad.
Yep.
Yes.
Brandon Saad.
He was fabulous for
20 years old?
For a young boy, 20 years old. He stepped forward. That Shaw, coming from Belleville, 7 miles from where I played.
That's your stomping ground.
He hit everything that moved, even had that big 7-footer afraid to go into the corner first. And here he is, 5'10", and just a fabulous young man. And Bickle celebrated getting married this year and going on a European tour with a great series.
2 on, 1 out for Stanton. Foul tip.
Well, there we go. How old were you, Bobby, when you first came into the league?
I was 18 years old in 1957. And I thought that, of course, I'd made one of those dreams come true. Right up here, guys.
Wind not giving Navarro a chance.
I was just 18 years old and made that boyhood dream come true. That was the first part of it. And then I thought to myself, if I could just stay here for 2 or 3 years, just to see how it feels. And the next thing I know, in 59-60, I won the scoring championship for the first time, and I said, whoopee.
Looks like I might be here a while.
She's all down here from the hill from here, guys.
Here for 16 years. Called strike 3, 2 away. Big strikeout for Travis Wood.
Wood's having a pretty good year.
Excellent year.
Yeah, that's been a big pitch for him right there. Catches Stanton looking at that little backdoor slider.
2 on, 2 down for Justin Ruggiano. Alvarez at second. Yelich, the runner at first. Outside for a ball. How's Brett doing?
Brett is looking every day to find a golf match. And I think he plays likely 3 sets a day. And if he couldn't play golf, he wouldn't want to live. He's amazing.
I bet he hits it pretty far up the tee.
Oh, just give you a little story. I was out to visit he and my grandkids at Los Cabos. He's got a place out there. And Justin Johnson, he just won the first tournament of the year. And he and Brett got playing against one another. And Brett can hit a 300 plus. But boy, when that big Johnson kid, when he uncoils, he hits that thing likely from here to home plate further than Brett Hull. But when push came to shove, Johnson had to chip one in on the 18th to beat Brett Hull. So it was, I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. And he loves the game. He just loves it.
Nothing like the Brett Hull one-timer.
No one could score goals like Brett Hull could. He could score them in so many different ways.
His dad could, but Brett was pretty good too.
Brett was a smart player. He played a lot smarter than I am. Of course, it was a different game back then too. When I went out there were 2 or 3 guys looking to impede me, and he would. I tell him, Brett, the further you are from the puck, the better position you're in. And it took him a while to figure it out, but he finally did, and he'd just get in position to get that shot. And that Adam Oates was unbelievable. The greatest 1-2 scoring punch in the history of the game, and then they had to cut off their nose to spite their face and get rid of Adam Oates.
Full count. The runners will be going here. And the pitch. Shallow center, and Castro's going to take it with that win. All right, Bobby, here we go. Stretch time.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, former Chicago Blackhawk and Hall of Famer Bobby Hull.
Fans, all you wonderful Chicago fans, Blackhawk fans, let me hear ya. A 1 and a 2 and a 3. Game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes are out at the old ball game. Come on now, Cubbies. Let's spike that horsehide. Get some runs here. Great to see you guys. Look forward to you all back at the
Chance to enjoy Wrigley Field before summer is over. Cubs play 2 more against the Fish. and then finish out the homestand with Brewers. Final homestand of the season will feature games against Atlanta and Pittsburgh. Should be interesting. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
We've got something going on here. Placido Polanco's on the mound with Henderson Alvarez. Must have seen something. So Chuck Hernandez and one of their athletic trainers, Sean Cunningham, coming out to the mound. I think that's it. Hernandez signaling to Mike Redmond. Mike Dunn up in the bullpen. If there's an injury, whoever comes in would get as much time as he needs.
Yeah, and I didn't notice if Dunn ran out there and started warming up in response to what was going on the mound, or if he was just up anyway with all the left-handed bats in the Cub lineup.
Alvarez only 79 pitches. So that's it for the starter. We will be back. Bullpen, so it should not take too long. It appears as though Alvarez had some sort of leg issue. We looked at some video of him warming up, and he was on base in the top of the 7th after singling, ended up at second. So coming out of the game, and Cubs will try to get to their bullpen.
And maybe a little hamstring or something, barking a little bit. Good catch by Polanco. I don't know if it's just something he saw or if Alvarez mentioned something to him. It looked like he was basically just kind of playing catch with the catcher warming up. Hard to tell, maybe a little hitch in the giddy up, but anyway, something's barking. He's out of there. Dunn's in there. Mike Dunn, the lefty's been a good one. Hard thrower, mid-90s fastball, power slider. This is his 3rd season with the Marlins. Prior to that, he was with the Braves and a little bit with the Yankees.
He wasn't close to ready. Now he is. So it'll be Barney, pinch hitter Cole Gillespie, and Castro. Barney hit into a 6-4-3 double play in the fourth. Struck out his first time. So here we go. Dunn to Barney, and it's a strike.
Cubs' best chance after their 3-run first came in the fourth. It was a leadoff double by Sweeney. Junior Lake was hit by a pitch, so they had first and second, nobody out. Darwin bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. Chance for a little redemption here in the late innings, but he's down 0-2.
Braves pounding the Mets late, 10-5 in the eighth. Atlanta with a 14-game lead in the East. Going into action today. And off the mask of the catcher, Mathis. Tom Kohler, Edwin Jackson righties tomorrow. Jeff Samardzija on Wednesday afternoon. And the Marlins are still to be determined in terms of their starter. Left field. Foul ground and caught by Yelich in the bullpen. That's 3 nice grabs in foul territory by Marlins position players.
On a blustery day, everything in the air is a bit of a challenge. Yelich takes charge, makes the play.
A tight right hamstring is why Alvarez came out. Day to day, aren't we all?
Indeed. Yadier Molina left the Cardinal game with the Reds today with a sore left wrist. After 2 at-bats.
Pinch hitter Gillespie takes a strike. Small sample size, but he's had really good numbers here at Wrigley Field. 15 out of 33. That's a .455 batting average for Gillespie. Foul pop out of play. Done from the stretch with nobody on. The 0-2. Line foul out of play. You mentioned it earlier. When Travis Wood has given up runs, usually it's later in his outings. Today it was early. 1 in the first, 3 in the second. All 4 runs coming on 2 homers, and then settled down, didn't give up anything as Gillespie strikes out.
It will not go down as a quality start. 7 innings, 4 earned runs allowed, but a real nice job slamming the door after that big 3-run home run.
Chopped to second. Solano got that candy hop at the end, and Dunn goes 1-2-3 in the 7th. Off to the 8th. Miami 4 and the Cubs 3. The night contest of the homestand will be tomorrow evening. Wednesday, a 1:20 first pitch. Off day Thursday, and then the Brewers come in. We'll have game 1 right here on WGN. Ford, go further in any one of Ford's many fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Carlos Villanueva is on.
Ooh, painting that edge. Carlos, winning pitcher last time he worked a couple of days ago against the Phils. An inning in the third of 1-hit scoreless ball.
Boy, where has this game gone? Even after the Marlins took the lead, you felt like, well, they got 3 off Alvarez in the first. They'll be in good shape, but the offense unable to take advantage of opportunities. All of a sudden down to 6 outs to go. Trailing by at least a run.
Alvarez obviously settled in, and the key for me for Alvarez is he's got the feel for his sinker, and he was throwing that 2-seam fastball. Had really good action, got a lot of ground balls with it. He was able to minimize the mistakes with the breaking pitch. That's what hurt him early.
Still 2-2. Got a note from Tim Brannick, who said 55 years ago today his mother Ann was in labor on Labor Day. I assume with Tim. So happy birthday, Tim. It's full 3-2.
Should put together our all Labor Day team, our all workforce team. Put some bakers in there and some butchers. Preacher row. It's kind of a job.
Yeah. Carpenter.
Bill Plummer. Tony Taylor. Different spelling.
Announcer would be Red Barber.
Oh, yeah.
Fly ball, Sweeney drifting. Able to play pretty shallow today with that wind blowing in. Polacco 0 for 4. It'll bring up Ed Lucas.
It's a cutie.
Congratulations, you got yourself a place
Well, okay, the fan on the right gave her the ball. Well, you've got a Marlins team that has not played much here. First time this year they've been at Wrigley Field, and a lot of guys who haven't been Marlins very long, but really playing the tricky wind extremely well. How about these foul catches? Lucas over the railing, Mathis, and then Yelich. So right there's an inning worth of outs the Marlins pitching staff has been able to get because of their defense.
Yeah, in support of a pretty solid effort by Henderson Alvarez.
A 1-2 on the way. Got a big chunk of Navarro.
He gave up 3, but he drove in 3. Travis Wood today, 7 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs, a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts.
Swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
Tight down and away slider. Villanueva.
Billy Hamilton is in the big leagues.
The speedster.
75 steals this year at AAA. He's now with the Reds.
75. Boy, they must have shut him down some this year.
Last
Got
year,
over 100, didn't he?
well over that. 155. Set the pro record. Still 4-3 Marlins.
Friday, 120 ball game. Throughout the game, lucky seat winners will receive special prizes, compliments of Frito-Lay. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
Well, Mike Dunn coming in for the injured Henderson Alvarez. Went 1-2-3 in the 7th. And with lefties due up, starting the bottom of the 8th, but it will not be Luis Valbuena. Instead, Donnie Murphy, the former Marlin, to pinch hit. Rizzo on deck, then Navarro.
All those left-handed bats scheduled to hit. Mike Redmond stays with Dunn, and with primary focus, I'm sure, Rizzo. A lot of options. September call-ups, expanded rosters. Tougher to gain that advantage because of all the counter moves that are available to each manager.
Another former Marlin, Kevin Gregg. Dunn is a converted position player. Played the outfield and first base. Became a pitcher in 2006. Low draft pick, 33rd round by the Yankees. Chad Qualls, a veteran right-hander, and on the right, Steve Cishek, the closer, kind of hanging out. Here's a 1-2. It's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marlins snapped a 6-game losing streak yesterday with a win in Atlanta, trying to make it 2 in a row. The Cubs winning 2 straight after dropping the homestand opener on Friday. Inside, almost hit him.
The predictable 3-2 foul ball. Took a couple shots with hard sliders in, trying to jam Murphy or get a swing and a miss, and then on 3-2 fastball away. Done with a very high strikeout rate, walk rate pretty high too.
The kick and the pitch, and it's low, ball 4.
Good at bat off the bench. 3-2 fastball, awfully close. Let's see. And pitch track's just a little bit low.
Lucas will hold on the runner. Double play depth up the middle. Rizzo looks at ball 1. Just me, or has that breeze gotten a little colder?
It has freshened.
You feel like September. The 1-0 pitch, lifted foul, out of play.
Lifted being the operative word there. Rizzo bounced into a double play last time. I'm looking like he was really emphasizing trying to get that ball in the air. The hoodies are out. And blankets are out.
Could not hold back. 1-2. Good fastball at 94. 2-2.
He plays the power game, and he looks like a pitcher out there. There's some converted position players. They move him to the mound. They just look like, former catchers that happen to have a good arm, and they don't really have what you call pitcher's mechanics. That's not the case with Dunn. He looks every bit the pitcher when he's on the mound.
Called strike 3. On a fastball. That's the first out.
Yeah, it's a tough AB, a tough left-hander, and he's probably respecting the slider and just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball. It was pretty well placed as well.
Here comes Mike Redmond. That will be it for Dunn. And it'll be Chad Qualls, the right-hander, to face Deoner Navarro. Tying run on base, 1 out. We're in the 8th. It's 4-3 Marlins. And over the last 9 years, he trails only Francisco Rodriguez, K-Rod, in appearances. Let's go back to 2004.
Yeah, but he's been a very durable setup guy for a long time now. First came to the big leagues with the Astros in 2004. Part of their playoff runs in 04 and 05. Sinker, slider primarily. Baseball odyssey has taken him through Arizona, Tampa, San Diego. Last year, a Philly, a Yankee, and a Pirate. And he signed as a free agent this winter with the Marlins. This couple of years, his velocity's been down, but it's back. 94 miles an hour.
Murphy, the runner at first, 1 out, and it's Deoner Navarro. The pitch. Line to the shortstop at Echeverria for out number 2.
Qualls earned a reputation in this game as being a guy who can come in a jam, get a ground ball, get a big double play for you. He's gotten a lot of ground balls this year. Time maybe a chance at a line out double play if not for some heady base running by Murphy.
Ball 1 to Nate Scherholz. Nobody has scored since the second. That's when Henderson Alvarez hit a 3-run go-ahead homer. Talking about converted guys, we may see one in this series. Chris Hatcher is in the Marlins bullpen. He made his major league debut as a catcher in 2010 and then came back the following year as a pitcher.
It's a quick turnaround.
That is a very quick turnaround. Joining the likes of Rick Ankiel, Babe Ruth, Ron Mayhay. Going one way or the other.
Yeah, Babe Ruth. A lot of people know that he was a pitcher, but he was one of the best pitchers of his time.
Yeah. Two balls and a strike on Scherholz. Well, 3-1. Sweeney on deck.
The ball's working up quite a bit. I don't think that's by design. Generally, he's trying to throw that sinker. He's trying to protect a 1-run lead.
Full 3-2.
Two outs. Runner will be moving. Mathis letting the infielders know. Plays to first base.
Murphy runs. Scherholz fouls. I see Chad Qualls, and if you do, ask him. I had a note from a few years ago that he still owned his first car, 1978 Toyota Land Cruiser. I'm curious if he still owns it.
I'm going to guess no, but
you never know. Scherholz hits a fly ball to right. Stanton over. I don't think he sees it. Now he does, and he makes a catch. That was a fair ball. Wind pushing it toward the sidewall, but stayed in play, and we'll go to the ninth. Still 4-3. drive to victory. Henderson Alvarez with the first homer of his big league career. A go-ahead 3-run shot. A shocking turn of events in the second inning, giving the Marlins their current 4-3 lead. Drive to victory is brought to you by your local Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Mazda dealers.
Fitting that we had Bobby Hall up here with us, because that replay is reminiscent of Bobby Hall winding up for a slap shot. I mean, he just took a big old swing at that one.
First pitch of the ninth. Ground ball off the bat of Jeff Mathis. The stretch by Rizzo. And they get the out.
Backhanded play, a little bit offline with the sidearm flip, and a great stretch by Rizzo. A little Gumby action.
Veteran pinch hitter Greg Dobbs now batting for Qualls. Active major league leader in pinch hits with 94. Second in home runs with 10. You know who the active leader in pinch hit home runs is? This is a good question. I didn't know the answer. Scott Hairston, the former Cub, has 11. Fouled back for a strike. Steve Cishek.
The sidewinder. Been on a nice run.
A breaking ball. It's 0-2 on Dobbs. Echeverria on deck.
It's his game. In, out, up, and down. All four quadrants. Work the edges. Got that big slow curveball in his repertoire as well.
Swung on and missed, strike three.
Slowed him down and beat him with a high fastball.
Job by Villanueva. He's faced 5. He has retired all of them. 2 on strikeouts.
Just masterful job. You see that pitch tracks, the way he worked the ball down and then climbed the ladder with the high fastball. Quick pitch.
Echeverria should be somewhat familiar with it, though, since he is a former Blue Jay teammate of Villanueva, albeit briefly last year. Fly ball out toward right, and it'll be Nate Scherholtz. So this is it. Bottom of the ninth. Sweeney, Lake, Barney due up against Steve Cishek. When we come back. It's Labor Day, and the Cubs trail by a run with just 3 outs to go. And they pull off some late inning magic here against Steve Cishek.
Cishek, the sidewinding right-hander, 3-6, 256, 28 out of 30 in terms of saves, and he's been on a nice roll. 23 consecutive save opportunities converted over his last 35 appearances. 2-2 with a 1.26 ERA during that stretch. Sinker, slider, and occasionally a changeup.
Facing Ryan Sweeney. Here we go. That's a strike. Sweeney 2 for 3. Second game back from the DL.
Well, that's nasty there. Slider never above the knees. You would think with that delivery, big advantage left-handed hitters. Not so much. They hit just 230 against him.
Swing and a miss as he makes quick work of Sweeney. 1 away. Junior Lake. The Marlins feel pretty good when they get 4 runs that they can win. Pitching, as JD mentioned, has been pretty good this year.
Pretty good overall and really good in the second half.
Kick the 0-1 to Lake. Well, 0-2, nothing but strikes from Cishek.
Pitching with a lot of confidence, wasting no time, right back on the rubber. Ready to go. Last time he failed to convert a save was early June.
Interesting. With that said, a couple of guys up in their bullpen.
I'm guessing that's just get some work in stuff.
Roller to short. Safe. It's an infield hit for Lake.
I love the speed. A chance to do something here. Gets a tough reliever with Lake on base. This time the soft contact works to the benefit of Lake. If it's sharply hit, they probably make a play on it, but a slow roller, a long way for Echeverria to go. No chance to get the speedy Junior Lake.
The left-hander up in the Marlins pen, by the way, is Zach Phillips. Barney bounces to first. Out there, Lake now caught in a rundown, trying to get back to first, and he can't. And the ball game comes to an end, just like that.
Wow.
3-6-3 double play, the third one turned by the Marlins today, and they sneak out of here with a 4-3 win. Your final, the Marlins 4, the Cubs 3. We'll be back to Wrigley in a moment.